Far Cry New Dawn's my least favorite out of all the Ubisoft Far Cry games. Yes, I'm not talking about the Crytek ones because I never played them, and I probably never will. But tell me if they're good in the comments below, I guess. Far Cry New Dawn's my least favorite because the story is just very boring and very, like, 3 hours long. You know, the game kind of felt like a DLC expansion. Um, yeah, and what else? The villain sucked ass. Main character still sucks. Um, the lore of the main character from Far Cry 5 becoming you're one of your companions in Far Cry New Dawn, you know, that was pretty cool. The abilities at the end of the game where you have superpowers that were pretty cool, but this is a big problem. I did think loot system kind of sucked. You could just what's the point of having the loot system if you could just grind expeditions through all of them, and then maybe do one of them, like, after you do all 8 of them or whatever, and you do them all, or do 2 of them again once, you know, you got all full legendary stuff and everything. It's so easy, and that could take you like an hour, you know. And I just didn't like the system. I thought it was stupid. Expeditions were really good though. Side quests were good. Companions were good. Loot system terrible. Now on to Far Cry Primal. Far Cry Primal is great. Um, Underrated. It's not amazing. Combat is very repetitive in the melee department, but I still thought it was pretty good in terms of the story, the new language they made, which was pretty cool, and I thought it was very unique and stuff. The pets were great. Yes, the map is very it's reused, you know. But it still felt different because you had to be cold, or if you were in a cold area, you would have to have a torch. Um, you could use torches to fight against wolves and stuff. I thought it was cool, you know. Now on to Far Cry 2. Far Cry 2 is great. It's still great, but the story, the exploration, I felt or the world itself I felt was pretty cool. Malaria system sucked. Combat is kind of janky. Um, Overall, still enjoyable game. And I also liked I don't know, it just had this like really realistic feel to it that I liked. But now onto Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Yes, it's so low on the list. All of these games 5 and up, I like a ton. I mainly just they're a ton of fun. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is the biggest like fanboy movie ever, with all the one-liners and cheesy dialogue. I love it. It's so much fun. It's amazing. The soundtrack's amazing. This game is a masterpiece, basically. Yes, the ones above aren't this is a masterpiece for a DLC, you know. It has a good amount of weapons and stuff. I do wish there was some more. Liked it a lot though. It was a great DLC, you know. Well, standalone DLC. That's why I feel like Far Cry New Dawn should have been, I don't know, not necessarily a full $40 or whatever. But this game is actually longer than Far Cry New Dawn, which blows my mind. I mean, the main story is still like 4 hours, you know, but which is a bit longer than Far Cry New Dawn, because Far Cry New Dawn's like 3 hours. But on the other hand, great game, liked it a lot. Now, number 4 is Far Cry 5. This game, story's great. Story's okay, but it does get good in some areas. The villain's great. Gameplay is great with all the airplanes and helicopters they added are cool. The only problem is after you get the good guns, that's all you use, you know, and I got them really early in the game. Map editor was phenomenal, very underrated. Multiplayer kind of sucked in it, but like the maps you could make and stuff were a ton of fun. Liked it a lot, and the world was pretty cool, but mainly the exploration was great. Now on to Far Cry 4. Villain amazing, story not bad, and the choice who do you have to choose, you know, the surf the country, whatever, the boy or the girl, forgot their names, but I remember this. This game was great. I liked it a ton. I liked the fortresses and stuff like that. Great game. Far Cry 6 is my number 2. Yes, I haven't beaten it. Yes, I haven't like endgamed it or whatever, but I'm ranked 9, I think, or 10. I don't remember, but I think I'm ranked 10. Yeah, and I've got the minigun and stuff like that. I've got some late game guns, I guess. Guns, even though late game guns, even though I'm not even. I don't know. I'm still really early in the game. Or not really early, but I'm still not even done with the game. Still a great game. I like it a lot. This might change in the future, this position, but I don't know. I just thought it was a lot of fun, especially in co-op. The new gun system is great. Ton of guns. The exploration is a ton of fun. The world is. I like the world a lot. You know, it feels semi-real. It does feel that Ubisoft dead in some areas, but overall the vehicle controls were better. Helicopter controls were better. I thought it was great. Now number one, Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3, masterpiece. It's a story that you can only tell in a game. You know, watch DJ Peach Cobbler's video on it. Yeah, just Google DJ Peach Cobbler, and his YouTube video for Far Cry 3 is great. And this is a game you can only, or story that you can only tell in the game, because you're playing the character, and by the end, he becomes the villain. He becomes like boss, you know. Spoilers, obviously. Spoilers for the next like 15 seconds. He basically becomes like, actually it's not really that big of a spoiler. I mean, the game is super old, but the story is great. You can really tell the character becomes like boss, like a killer and stuff, you know, and then it reflects in the ending, or one of the endings you can get. And overall, great game. Gameplay still holds up. Some of the audio is kind of weird though, but the story is great. Gameplay is a ton of fun still, and yeah, it's just a great game. You know, go play it.